Welcome to Nasdaq Sector Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me at MarketSite, we have Jeff Larock. He is with Nasdaq IR Intelligence, and we're here to take the temperature on the healthcare sector. Jeff, it's great to have you back with us on set, and there's a lot to cover here. First, on drug pricing, it seems to be that's coming back into the conversation again.
Certainly, and when President Trump took office, it was one of the leading items and leading initiatives that he wanted to take on. At this point, we haven't had too much traction with new policies at this point, but looking forward to the 2020 election, I do think this is going to be one of the leading items that they are going to be discussing amongst the candidates. It will be interesting. Everybody seems to agree that there needs to be something done, but ultimately, when it comes down to developing, marketing new drugs, it costs a lot of money. So a lot of these companies, they need to recoup some of those dollars, and the way that they're going to get that money back is obviously charging. So it's certainly a debate that is going on. Both sides of both the Republicans and the Democrats, they both agree that something needs to be done, and we'll see what.
So within the space itself, you'll be watching biotech and pharmaceutical names.
Exactly, those are the ones that seem to be affected most. Most by any sort of headlines out of drug pricing.
All right, let's talk about healthcare IPOs. The past 4 months have been really quiet within the IPO space because of the government shutdown, and we're starting to get heated back up here again. What's your outlook for bringing some new names to market?
Well, coming off of 2018, one of the best years ever for biotech, IPOs, and we had the volatility in the fourth quarter of 2018. That probably pumped the brakes on quite a few deals coming out. IPOs in general, it seems to be picking up at this point. We're on the upswing. Markets seem to be trending towards those highs that we had in the third quarter of 2018. So anytime we see momentum to the upside, I think the IPO market for the most part starts to pick up. Gene therapy is one of the hottest spaces within healthcare, and more specifically biotech. I could imagine quite a few more we'll see come to market in the near term.
And on the flip side, what about M&A? Do you think you'll see any mergers of equals or picking up some of the smaller outliers?
Yeah, so when it comes to M&A, it is one of the leading drivers to biotech specifically. There's been some pretty incredible deals as large cap pharma, large cap bio. They look to attempt to fill the voids in their portfolio. So they're going out, they're making acquisitions. They have a ton of dollars on the sidelines. Last check, there's about $150 billion in large cap pharma biotech that is available for acquisitions. And that money is probably going to be put to work, and we've seen that thus far in 2019. And what you're seeing is, the potentials or the speculations of the next stock to go. So you're seeing quite a few quick reactions. Most recently, we saw it yesterday. On the outside, Biogen obviously had a tough day. Suffered. The MBI was down about 1.2, 1.3% on the day. It's one of the worst performing industries within the entire market. Well, what happened here? It must have been every stock within the MBI, but ultimately about 80% of the MBI traded higher, and that is because Biogen needs to fill that void in their portfolio. So who are they going to go out? Who are they going to acquire? They have the money to do it. They need to make up that revenue somewhere. So
I saw that in your note yesterday that you pointed that out. Let's wrap up here. Some of the catalysts and headwinds that you're looking at within healthcare.
I think first and foremost, it's definitely M&A. On days that there has been an announcement, that's when the space is really kind of taken off. Merger Monday was I think three or four weeks in a row we had a big deal hit the market. Drug pricing is going to be another one. And then, it's really kind of what we talked about before with IPOs. Right. If we really find, that market start to pick up, seeing some of these new, like gene therapy is probably going to be one of the, when companies go public, that's what we've been seeing mostly.
All right, Jeff, thank you so much for joining us at MarketSite. And thank you for joining me for Sector Talk.